my creators! Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Christy and this is Christicreates. And if you're not new, welcome back! So we're gonna start off with this sign that I had found at Hobby Lobby. It was from the spring line and I found it this last fall, and so I got it like 70 or 90% off, so it was only like maybe $3 or $4. And I thought it would be perfect for what we're gonna make today. So I'm going to take some of the Waverly Antique Wax and I'm going to use it as my stain just because I needed it to dry a little quicker. So I'm going to completely cover the frame and the inside of the sign with the antiquing wax. I will go over the frame with white, but I want, when I sand it back down, for it to have that distressed look. So I cut out this stencil with my Aura mask, and here I was going to show you my transfer tape. I actually stick my hand to it, stick it to my shirt, just so it's not super sticky, and that helps you to keep from pulling your stencil away from the wood. And here I'm showing you that I'm just using some of the clear contact paper from Dollar Tree. That's what I've been using as my contact paper recently, and it works really, really well. So here I'm just going to pull it from the backing paper and get it stuck down. And I'm just kind of eyeballing to see if it looks straight. You can measure this as well if you want. And I'm just making sure to stick it down really, really well. And then I'm pulling that transfer tape loose. And like I said, since I stuck it to my shirt and my hand, it's not quite as sticky, so it doesn't want to pull that off of that wood. And then I'm going to stick that back down and save it because I'm cheap and I reuse everything I can. And here I'm just going back over it just to make sure it's really, really stuck. Since it is a stencil and we're going to be painting over the top, I want to make sure there's no leaks. Taking my white Waverly chalk paint, and like I said, again, just making sure it's super stuck down because I don't want it to bleed. And then I'm just taking just a little stencil brush that I had. I think that's an e.l.f. makeup brush actually that I found at Dollar Tree. And just kind of dabbing it on. Then I'm going around the entire frame with that white. And I do give 2 coats on the frame. And I'm taking my blow dryer on a cool setting. If you do it on a warm setting, it will crack on you. And now that I've got it good and dry, I'm taking my sponge, the little sanding sponge from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to sand the entire thing down. I just want it to look like it's old and has been handled a lot. I want it to have some wear and tear around the edges. I go back in some of the center parts and like sand it even more so that it will have like a little empty spot. And I tried to slow it down just a little bit here so you could kind of see what I was talking about, where I'm going in and just random spots and sanding down to where you can see where I had stained it before. And then once I get it sanded, I also do the edges. Now I'm taking a damp paper towel and just trying to wipe off the extra little dust that I made. And I kind of went around the edge of where my stencil was laying too. And now I'm going to pull my stencil back, and how exciting is this? Does anyone else love when you pull a stencil back and there's no bleeds? Make sure also when you're pulling the centers out of these letters, be very, very, very careful with your weeding tool so that you don't scratch the wood, because you will see that. It'll scratch the stain off if you push too hard. Don't ask me how I know. It's not from, prior experience of doing that or anything. Luckily, I've learned my lesson by now. And I'm super upset at myself because I forgot to hit record when I did one important step. I went back after I did this, which I just went in with some of the antiquing wax and kind of darkened up those places that I sanded. But then I went back in with my white chalk marker from Arteza, and I made little hearts and dots all along the top and the bottom. I'm so sorry that I forgot to hit record, and I cannot believe I did that, but you can see here I kind of show up close what I did, and I just laid a ruler down so that it would kind of be somewhat straight, and then I picked marks on there so that I could get them really even. What do you guys think of this one? I love it. You could even make it into a tray by putting some handles on it. Today's video is in collaboration with Corie from Crafted by Corie. Make sure after you watch my video that you swing by her channel and check out what she made for you, because she made some really cute things. Plus, Corie has a new challenge she has started that is going to be completely about miniatures, so make sure to check that out too. Also, don't forget, coming up soon, the Chic for Cheap Craft Challenge. That's on February 1st, so get your videos ready so you can join us. Alright, now I'm going to take some stickers from Dollar Tree. That house is from Walmart. At Christmas time it was an ornament, and that piece of wood I got at Joann's. It was already pre-cut into that size, so I didn't have to do any cutting or anything. Just brought it home and painted it. So I'm going to cut that hanger off of the house, and here I'm seeing if I take one of these little hearts, if it will cover that hole. So it was going to work, so I decided to paint it. I painted 3 different colors of hearts because I couldn't decide what color I wanted it to be. So I just went ahead and painted 3 different colors. I did black, white, and that ballet slipper pink. And that way I could decide later and I didn't have to wait for something to dry. Now I'm giving this piece of wood 2 coats of my white Waverly chalk paint. And in between, I'm drying with my blow dryer on a cool setting. Make sure you do cool setting. Like I said, it'll make the paint crackle if you don't. And then here I'm taking some square dowels, and these are just something I keep on hand all the time. I order a bundle of them off of Amazon. And that way, if I ever want to frame something out, I can just cut some up real quick, and it makes an adorable frame. So here I'm taking my little hacksaw, I guess is what you call it. I got this at Harbor Freight. You can also find them at Lowe's and Home Depot. And there's my little piggy vacuum cleaner that always cleans up after me. Just making sure I got all the dust picked up. Now I'm taking my Waverly wax, antiquing wax. My brain's not working today, guys. And I'm just coating all 4 of those all the way around. Then I put them in my little corner clamps. Those things make life so much easier if you don't have some. They're pretty cheap on Amazon. Like I said, they're just called corner clamps, and it holds it in place for you. Before I had those, I would have to mess around with it forever to try to get it straight. So I put some glue down. I used wood glue and hot glue, and then I used a whole bunch of clamps just so it would hold it really well. And then I went back in around the edges and put some more wood glue. Right here I'm kind of showing you, like while the clamps were on there, I filled that whole crease with some wood glue and let it sit overnight so that it was good and dry the next morning and nothing was coming loose. Then I cut out a decal with my Cricut. You could also hand letter this. I just wasn't feeling my handwriting today, so got that all weeded. And this is just a SVG that I bought off of Etsy. In case you're wondering on the font, I don't know what the font is. And I'm going to stick down the decal. And originally I was going to use a different color, but I thought black is neutral, right? And here's me trying to decide which one of the hearts I want to use. So I decided with the white. It just looked best in my opinion. So I'm covering that hole. And I made sure to use my weeding tool to put it down, and that way I wasn't getting oils from my fingers on the back of the sticker. Otherwise it won't stick very well. And that works same for decals. If you touch the back of your decal, they won't stick as well. And here I did speed this up. I usually do that really slow to make sure I don't rip any of the letters. And I'm just kind of eyeballing it. Again, you can measure if you want and make sure it's stuck down really well. Now I'm going to go back in with my wood glue and some hot glue. And the wood glue will just make for a longer hold, a stronger hold, and the hot glue will make for a quick bond, so you don't have to worry about it sliding around while the wood glue dries. And then I'm just going to make sure that's stuck down really, really well. And how cute and simple were both of these DIYs, guys. I'm hoping that I broke it down quick and easy enough for you so that you can make your own. I thought these were so cute with Valentine's Day coming up. It makes cute home decor, but it's something that's transitional that you can even use year-round. So let me know in the comments down below what you think.